at the free show, and you know that means reggae music. For the next 2 hours, I'm going to play nothing but reggae music. You may wonder why reggae music means so much to an Irish boy like me. When I was born, my mother gave me the unforgettable name of Rasta Magee. And when I wake up in the morning, like to turn on my reggae TV. Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer barely kept his family dread. And then one day he was shooting at some food. 3-hour tour. Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take it nothing day and make it all seem worthwhile? Look at Jack Lloyd's hair now on her white 5-0. Look at Jack Lloyd's hair now on her white 5-0. Ah, da 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 da. Look at Jack Lloyd's hair now on her white 5-0. Look at Jack Lloyd's hair now. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot Deputy Barney Fife. Everybody, meow, 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 E-I-E-I-O, E-I-E-I-O, yabba-dabba-doo, yabba-dabba-doo. Oi, Greg. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we're singing reggae, reggae, reggae. Green Acres is the place for me. Okay, we only got 1 hour and 49 more minutes of reggae music. Okay, I get back down into my original key for reggae music. How many people see Sting on Broadway in 3-penny opera? That's why it closed. Oh, the shark bites with his teeth here, and he wears them pearly white. And back at the Magee, baby, keeps it out of sight. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, Breck never sound like this without Sting. I love reggae music so much. When I'm a little boy growing up in Jamaica, I learned the most popular word in all of the land. And that word is ear. Ear is true. Ear. Oh, I've been doing this old fucking reggae impression for the last 8 years. I don't know a thing about Rastafarians. I've never been to Jamaica. I've never even smoked ganja. But tonight at the West Bank Cafe, I feel like I'm really, really where it's at. Because tonight I am wearing my Jiffy Pop hat. I got the Jiffy Pop hat on my head. I sing the Bob Marley, I sing the reggae, and the everything I got one and more. Reggae! Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Saturday Midnight Free Show. Every Saturday at midnight we're here having fun and hopefully making you laugh. And so I had a request from some people who came all the way from Long Island for this one. Here's a song of social protest. You got a gold card. I've got Visa and Optima too. Now you wanna get a Discover. Maybe together we can get all the charge cards. Amex is better. Charge no interest, just better a month, and you get that free insurance. If you break it, they'll pay you right back. You got a gold card. I got a plan to make us lots of cash. Been working at an investment scheme. Managed to get us in a lower tax bracket. We gotta make a decision. Trying to diversify. Should we go with CDs or triple tax-free municipal bonds? You see, my broker's got a problem. He doesn't think I should file K401, stick with the money market. Maybe some hot new mutual funds, but he left for the Hamptons. I can't even reach him on his car phone now. We gotta make a decision. Sell the co-op or get a car loan. Remember we were driving in your BMW 0 to 60 in 5.9. Let's go back to the Upper East Side, order some sushi and a nice dry red wine. I wish that I could find a good nanny, and I want to watch something on TV. 30-something. You got a gold card. Maybe we should go do Club Med, yeah, let's get out of the city. Cause I think August is really dead. Let's go up to Zay Bars and buy a foreign coffee percolator and a vaporizer, ionizer, humidifier. So remember we were living life in the fastest lane. Hot shot, high tech, money's worth. Still one thing I don't understand. What's so funny about separated at birth? I have a goal to make my life complete. Before I die, I would really, really like to meet Donald Trump. Donald Trump, Trump. He's got a gold card. And you got a gold card. But I want a platinum card.
I smell reefer in this audience.
You people take Rasta Magee a little too seriously, huh? What is that reefer smell that I refer to? Ear. Okay. How many people hit the food festival today? That's why it closed. Boy, you people, I guess you sleep all day and say, hey, it's 11, time to get up and go see the free show. Get home on Sunday morning just in time for Davy and Goliath. Remember Davy and Goliath? I asked if you remembered it, not for an imitation of the dog. Gee, Davy. Gee, Davy, I think it's wrong to steal. Those little claymation puppets. Didn't they know they were breaking ground for raisins 25 years later? Lewis Black is going to be up here very soon talking about one of our favorite people. And I'd like to sing about him right now. He's just a heartbeat from the presidency. He's just a heartbeat from the presidency. He's just a heartbeat from the presidency. That's today's Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see Air Force Two taxiing in the rain. Oh, and I can see Dan Quayle wondering why, huh? Lord, I think Dan Quayle is a pretty stupid guy. Whoa, Dan Quayle the golfer is better than me, but when it comes to IQs, his is about 23. Dan Quayle, you're the guy that Lou and I love to despise. Little Quail is my name, and I'm one of Indiana's elite. My daddy was a billionaire, and he bought me a congressional seat. Ran on Reagan's coattails 10 years ago and was elected the junior senator. You know, I played lots of golf, I kept a low profile. I got a call from George Bush, and in a little while we had the night that we drove to Caucus down. And all Republicans were sighing the night that we drove the Democrats down. And all the liberals were crying, they cried, maybe I'm amazed at just how stupid I can be. Maybe I'm amazed that George Bush picked me. Maybe I'm afraid that I can't do what they want me to do. I was never that good in school, and I can't read a word unless it's written down for me. Maybe I'm a man, maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Hey there, Georgie Bush, do us all a favor, stay alive. If you can survive, you'll spare us all the terror we dread. Don't die, please. Hey there, Georgie Bush, you are still a wimp, but now you're prez. Let me please suggest a vest that's oozy and bulletproof. Please wear it. No time for open motorcades. Stay at home with your mom or your wife or whoever that woman with the white hair is. It just takes one Oswald with a bomb to off you. Hey there, Georgie Bush, if you die in office, we're all screwed. 'Cause you had the great foresight to choose someone so absurd. Give us your word. Don't die, Georgie Bush. 4 years, Georgie Bush. Up yours, Georgie Bush. You took a heartbeat from the presidency. That's the day, Dan Quail. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah. We'll get to it. This is great. This is just really what my life is about. I sleep till 11 at night, and I come here for the free show. Lou Black's coming up. And please remember Mark, your bartender, and John, your waiter. They work very hard down here. And maybe a percentage of the cover for the free show as a tip to them would be appropriate. 100%. You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, I have the fond pleasure to welcome onto this stage country and western singing star and environmental activist, Mr. Johnny Cleanup. So if we could please give a big West Bank round of applause to Mr. Johnny Cleanup. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, it made my little heart sad to see all of you out there eating fried dough and littering 9th Avenue today. But I'd still like to share some of my songs with you. This one's from my new album. We've had many hits already. You all bought You Wouldn't Know Acid Rain If It Hit You in the Face. And the follow-up hit, You Got Me Glowing Like Chernobyl. And then my biggest smash of the album, Not in My Backyard. Stay away from my dog, too. But right now, I'd like to do our latest hit. Our lives were filled with garbage, the waste of 10 long years. Her TV dinner tin for the green glass of her beers. She'd lump them all together with other men she'd stray. And when my heart was broken, she was the one who threw it away. But you came to me with a collared G and you sorted my feelings out. Aluminum cans in one pile, you know you did it all with style, and you tied twine around the love letters she threw out. My new life is beginning, and you gave me my start. You recycled the landfill in my heart. Our lives were non-holistic. She fed me Hostess pies, a 4-ounce Big Mac burger in a styrofoam box twice the size. Our love was growing stagnant, like a dress that's torn or faded, with no one to reclaim it. You could say our love had biodegraded, but you came to me with a new philosophy and you got me on a brand new track. You gave me a fresh bent on our environment. You took my cans to the store and got 10 cents back. Now when I change my oil, I save it 'cause I'm smart. You recycle the landfill in my heart. You know, before I met you, I never thought about the environment in any way whatsoever. I just throw all my garbage out in a big old hefty bag and put it out on the street. But you know, come to think of it, that's just how she treated me. She had hydrochloric acid coursing through her veins, and her heart was a nuclear waste dump. She dumped me. But you came to me with a biotech degree and you taught me the Sierra Club way. I'm no longer alone, I've even learned about the ozone, so I use Speed Stick instead of aerosol spray. Now every day is Earth Day, and I'm just playing my part. You recycle the landfill in my heart. Use it again. You recycle the landfill in my heart. God bless each and every one. All right, we're going to bring up Blue now. Before I continue, I just want everybody to know that this is not sweat. I like to think of it as natural mousse. So, I recently looked up the definition of a word in the dictionary, and the word was lick. And the word lick means to pass the tongue along the surface of. But it has a slang meaning as well. It means to beat or to thrash soundly. It also has a musical definition. A lick is a piece of music that's repeated over and over and over again. For instance, a polka lick from any polka tune. That's repeated over and over again. That's a lick. And then there's the lick from Beethoven's Fifth, you know. Something like that anyway. But I've uncovered a new lick that has infiltrated the hearts and minds and pocketbooks of American songwriters everywhere. And I'd like to share it with you right now. Be quick to pick up this lick, put it in your song. It's a lick that's strong, it's a lick that'll click. You're bound to have a hit. A dozen Doobie Brothers records can't be wrong. Michael McDonald was the first to find that when it hit on this lick, it was a real gold mine. He started putting this lick into every song. We were addicted to this lick before very long. It all started with he never makes a thing twice. As he rises to her apology, anybody else would surely know. He's watching her go. What a fool believes he's the Teamsters took it from the Doobie Brothers. He's so shy, that sweet little boy caught my. And who remembers Robbie Dupree? Why don't we steal away? Why don't we steal away into the night? It's a lick that'll stick, so pick it up quick. If you need a riff, whip it off in a jiff. What a fool believes, he sees. And I'll go through the long way to go, through the long way, make it to the border of Mexico. So I'll ride, ride like the wind, ride like the wind. What they do, huh? I keep forgetting I can always use this lick again. I keep forgetting I can always slow this lick down. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Everybody started using this lick, but when Bruce Springsteen used it, then it made me real sick. When Hungry Hearts started doing real well, they'll use this lick when they got products to sell. Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it good. Kentucky Fried Chicken finger licking good. You don't know me, but I'm Big Brother, infiltrating this lick everywhere. You are gonna listen to this lick until you're sick. Because this lick, I can't resist. You know this lick, make me lick my lips. You know this lick, I can't resist. It's the best lick in life. Papa don't preach, I'm in trouble deep. Papa don't preach, I've been losing sleep. But I made up my mind, I'm keeping warm, baby, baby. Well, now I can't hear any damn song without hearing that infernal lick. Mary had a little lamb, she had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, you know her fleas were the white as yesterday. All my troubles did go far away, now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe, what a fool believes. You're just too good to be Lou. Can't take my eyes off of Lou. He'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold Lou so much. At long last Lou has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be Lou. Can't take my eyes off of Lou. To on the lonely night, oh pretty Louie, trust in me when I say, oh pretty Louie, now that I found a way, oh pretty Louie, now I found a way to make Lou happy, baby, make Lou happy. You are so beautiful to me. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your political comedy and drift away. When I'm feeling blue, you know, lose voice that it can soothe me. Where's this leading? There's only one way to end this medley, ladies and gentlemen. That's to bring up the man himself, Mr. Lewis Black. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no people wide enough, keep me from getting to you.
So that Ninth Avenue Food Festival is really something. Hippest fucking city on the planet, right? We are. 9 million people live here, all over the world. We could have a food festival. We have the Ninth Avenue Food Festival. The fuck? This is like fuck forever. Now it's bigger. The Ninth Avenue Food Festival is just... What the fuck are they thinking? How fucked up are we? That we go in droves to a place, you walk down a block, your sausage and peppers being fried in something. I have no idea what they're frying now. No idea where they found it. You're looking at it and it looks like, oh, I'm going to have to try that. Onions are a color not seen on any other spectrum imaginable. Peppers were just painted yesterday. And the sausage, you know, is coming from a first-class cut of pig. They breed those pigs, especially for those. What a job! They've got trucks that especially make them. And then with the fabulous Pennsylvania Dutch funnel cake. Just can't wait to get a ton of that dough, and then let's cover it with some sugar there. Yeah. And then when you've had enough of that, it's time for a Zapoli, or whatever the fuck that thing is. As my friend Tim said in the back, that's what they named the group Led Zapoli after. Have you ever had one of those? You can fire those if somebody had heard them. And then like 3 different times, then there's at least 3 guys who are selling fucking sesame noodles, like, haven't seen that in a while. T-shirts, and then a couple of rounds of beer, then those big, get a drink, one of those big glasses. Oh boy, pour lots of rum. Their colors too, those colors. Actually, they look like the colors of those like Polynesian condoms I bought when I was a kid. And then you go, you finish with that block. You go to the next block. Look at that. I can get some of that fucking Italian sausage here. I haven't seen that in a year. Hi. Funnel cake. Fill my glass. I need another T-shirt. 90 blocks of the exact same fucking shit. And people just, hundreds of thousands. I mean, you figure like after about 9, 10 of these fucking things, somebody wake up in the morning, I don't know. Maybe I just do one block and split. It's like that. And they're walking, they're gonna, I know they're gonna have something this year that's just gonna be great. Now I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna be there when it happens. The NEA, the National Endowment of the Arts is under fairly intense pressure from Jesse Helms, who's a well-known hydrocephalic senator from North Carolina, a state that I happen to have spent a lot of time. He was a remarkable man, Jesse Helms. Everybody says, oh yeah, we're the state of North Carolina fucking elected. Dig this, the state of North Carolina had nothing to do. Jesse Helms, from the time I was in school, which started in '69, for 5 years before that previously, had his own TV station here in Raleigh. He just came on every night and did an editorial for 20 years. And then he ran for Senate. So what do you do? You know him. There's nobody who could have run in North Carolina you would know better. Nobody. Unless, actually, Dean Smith, who's the coach of the North Carolina basketball team. Dean Smith ran, he could beat Jesse Helms. Because even over the 20 years that you watched him, when he first came out, he was just truly psychotic. He used to come on and say, buy this gun, this is a gun to have. Open housing is coming to our neighborhood, get this gun now. He did. Literally, like after about 15 years, he wouldn't really, he'd just kind of mention the gun. He said, well, Jess is really loosening up. Jess, it appears, is worried about, like, dicks and pussies and breasts and asses. He's worried about that. And he's worried about obscenity. Fuck bothers him. The word fuck, which is the thing that's so stupid about that word is the only thing that bothers people is uck. That bothers people. And that really disturbs him. Put an L in front of his luck, okay, that's cool. But fuck is something like, oh, he really throws the uck at you. Fuck is a word, come on. That disturbs you, shit, we do it. Got it? Tough. But I'll tell you this, I like dicks up and around. Like big vaginas. I would. Because that's no fucking problem. I'd love them all over the goddamn city. Billboards. Hey, look at that dick. It would distract me from what the real...
At the risk of sounding obsequious, I'd like to thank you all for showing up tonight. Those of you who did. There we go. This is sort of a performance aerobics. There we go. A friend of mine just got a job as a news writer. That's a strange profession, news writer. I didn't know anyone wrote the news, I thought it just happened. It'd be great if you could write the news. I mean, if you could write headlines that would actually come to pass. I can think of a few I'd write. Jay Giri wins multi-million-dollar lottery. Jay Giri on Broadway. Jay Giri gets stuck in an elevator along with Daryl Hannah for a couple of hours. George Steinbrenner sells Yankees to someone who understands baseball. Ivana and Donald Trump kidnapped. Ransom note is lost. But enough of this wishful thinking. I've been on a diet for the last few weeks. I want to lose the weight. I put on some weight over winter. I want to get back in shape for the summer. It's a really good diet, actually. You should try something. It's called the Breakfast of Champions diet. Basically, what you do is every morning you have a big, hearty breakfast, which causes you to feel nauseous throughout the rest of the day. This morning I had a cheese Danish, a dish of sauerkraut, and a glass of warm gin. Tomorrow morning I think I'll go for the whole wheat toast, eggs over easy, and pork sushi. That should hold me for the rest of the weekend. If you're one of these people that has trouble having breakfast in the morning because you're always in a hurry, The diet recommends that you look at a picture of Al Sharpton with no clothes on. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm sure it's just as effective as the pork sushi. Been working out as well. Jogging, lifting weights, jumping to conclusions. Feeling really good. 5'8", 160 pounds. Scorpio. Time now to get topical. As you're all well aware, Imelda Marcos is on trial now here in New York. You know, if there's any justice, at the end of this trial, the jury will deliberate for 20 minutes. Time to get some donuts and coffee together. Go back to the courtroom, find Imelda Marcos guilty as charged, and the court will sentence her to spend the rest of her natural life working for the minimum wage at Tom McCann's. Of course, that's what would happen if there were justice in the world, but there's no justice. We all know that. Look around. George Bush in the White House. Ronald Reagan's still alive. John Lennon's dead. Neil Diamond's still recording. Anything that tastes good is bad for you. Every day they come up with a new cause for cancer. The word knife is spelled with a K. There's no justice. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you an excerpt from my one-man show which I performed here and other venues around the city. Actually, I've been performing for quite some time now, and it's beginning to pay off. Just the other day, I was walking down the street, and a total stranger walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, do you look familiar?" So I think things are starting to happen. Here then, this excerpt from my one-man show. If Rand was here, he'd give me a little mood lighting. He's a mood lighting kind of guy. It's a new raincoat. I just bought it the other day. A clothing store in my neighborhood was going out of business sale. All you can wear for $30. And there I was, waiting on the corner of 23rd and 6th Avenue. I was waiting for a friend of mine. We were going to go see a Knicks game together. I was early. I had time to kill. My friend, of course, was late because he had the tickets. That's Murphy's Law. Whoever has the tickets is always late. While I waited, this woman walked quickly by. She reminded me a lot of an old flame of mine. I began to think about that old flame, what she was up to, how much she changed since the last time I saw her. I hadn't changed that much, though my hairline's receded. I'm still basically the same guy she was so madly in love with. I was madly in love with her, too. I can still remember the night I fell in love with her. We were out on a date. We had been to see Othello on Broadway. And as we left the theater, she turned to me and she said, "You know, I would love it for someone to love me so much that he would kill me because he thought I was cheating on her." How could I resist? Later that night, I said, "I love you." She said, "I love you, too." The romance lasted just over a year and a half. Most nights we spent together, deeper and deeper in love with each passing day. Then one day she told me that she decided to go back to the guy she had been engaged to before we met. She had talked about him sometimes. He sounded like a real dick. She hadn't been happy with him, but make a long story short, he started calling her, telling her how much he needed her. So she decided that she'd go back to him because he needed her more than I did. She was right about that. Still, it broke my heart getting dumped, especially for such a dick. After that, I hated her. I hated her even more than I loved her. I'd fantasize about running into her. She'd be walking down the street, fiancé, the Dick, and I'd run into them. She'd awkwardly introduce us, and then she'd ask me how I was doing. And I'd say, today I'm in a great mood. However, if I wasn't in such a good mood, I'd have to tell you that I hope that you and the bozo standing next to you have a long and miserable life together. But since I'm in such a good mood, I won't say that. Then I'd turn to walk away. At which point, fiancé the Dick would reach out and grab me by the shoulder and say something like, hey, now, wait a minute. At which point, I'd whirl around, hit him with 2 quick body shots, grab him by the collar, and smack him in the nose with a beautiful headbutt. Pop! Down on his knees on the sidewalk, holding his face, blood gushing out of each nostril. Then I'd look up at her and I'd say, oops. And I'd turn and walk away. Not like Dirty Harry after he takes the law into his own hands. Of course, I never ran into them. Murphy's Law again. You never run into the people you want to run into. Just the jerks and the people you owe money to. It's probably just as well. With my luck, fiancé the Dick would have turned out to be fiancé the black belt jiu-jitsu expert. I would have gotten tossed through the window of a nearby Greek diner, spend the night in an emergency ward, covered in cuts and glass, smelling like souvlaki. I eventually stopped hating her. I wish I could say it was because I finally resolved my feelings towards her, but the real reason was that I just got tired of it. It was taking too much out of me. Sleepless nights, being depressed. It was too much. I was also drinking too much. True to my Irish heritage, I decided to deal with my sorrow by spending as much time as possible with more alcohol than blood in my body. The worst part of the drinking was hanging out late at nights in bars, getting into arguments with other drunks. Arguments, stupid arguments. About politics, the human condition, sports trivia. I'd argue about anything. One night I almost got into a fist fight over the difference between pragmatic and dogmatic. After I stopped hating her, I started to see other women. Some of them saw me. Nothing serious till one day, lo and behold, I fell in love again. I still remember the night I fell in love with her. Over at my house, we're watching a baseball game on TV. She had never watched baseball before, so after a few innings, I asked her if she had any questions. She said, yeah. Why do baseball players spit on their days off? How could I resist? We're now married, live in a rent-control apartment, and more often than not, we're more than happy to be with each other. Through it all, I learned a couple of important lessons. One of them is that if you're going to get up in front of a group of people, pretend to be waiting for someone, and then talk about your love life, it's a good idea to have a soundtrack. It gives the whole exercise a certain je ne sais quoi. The other lesson I learned is that if you're going to put yourself through the torture of falling in love, you might as well get involved with someone who wants to be involved with you. You know, join a club that would have you as a member. Makes life a little easier, and what the hell, there's nothing wrong with that. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Good night and thank you.
Jay Giri, ladies and gentlemen. You people have been very special tonight. We've appreciated you. So give yourselves a hand right now. Thank you. Come on. People say I'm the life of the party, 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 'cause I tell a joke or two. Although I might be laughing now, hearty, 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 deep inside I'm blue. take a good look at my face. You see a smile and it looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace. It's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Tracks of my tears. Tracks of my tears. Tracks of my tears. Maybe you wanna give me kisses sweet, only for one night and no repeat, no repeat, no repeat. Maybe you go away and never come, because the taste of honey's worse than none at all. I do believe that that would only break my heart, and in that case I don't want no part, I don't want no part, don't want no part. But if you feel like giving me a lifetime of devotion, I'll second that emotion. If you feel like loving me, if you got the notion, I'll second that emotion. Second that emotion. Yeah, I see you got a husband now. Did he leave your pretty fingers lying in the wedding cake? I bet he took everything he had. Bet he took all that he could take. He could take. Sometimes I wish that I could stop you from talking when I hear the silly things that you say. I think somebody better put out the big light, 'cause I can't stand to see you this way. And son, I know this world is killing you, killing you. Allison, my aim is to take a good look at my face. You'll see my smile's out of place now. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. If you feel like loving me, and if you got the notion, 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 I second that emotion. 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 That emotion. Deep thought, think about down. Got the notion, second that emotion, second that emotion. Yeah. You know, someday I'd like to be a big rock star, so I could take everyone else's old songs and do them the way I want to. Half a mile from the county fair and the rain was pouring down. Me and Betty standing there, short half a crown, with the packs on our backs, singing, oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water. Hope it don't rain on me and stone me to my store, and stone me just like Jolly Roll, and stone me to my soul, stone me to my soul, it stone me to my soul, so me. She give me love, she give me love, she give me love, she give me crazy love, she give me love, 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 she give me crazy love. Domino, my Romeo, my Romeo. Domino, domino, domino. Photographer, smile, take a break for a while, take a rest, do your very best, take 5 honey. When this is all over, We'll be in clover, we'll go out and spend some of my blue money. Blue money, blue money, blue money, money. You know, I wonder where Van Morrison is tonight. He's probably in an Irish pub somewhere, singing old Rusty Magee songs. Don't you know, talking about a revolution. Whisper. Don't you know, talking about a revolution. Whisper. Electrical banana. It's gonna be a sudden craze. Electrical banana is gonna be the very next phase. They call me mellow yellow, quite right. They call me mellow yellow. They call me mellow yellow, quite rightly. Gonna have forever to fly. It took me 27 years to figure out that lyric. What did Donovan sing? Gonna have fun when I don't find. What? Finally, I'm like 32 years old. Oh, gonna have forever to fly. Never understood that. Well, I've done wasted too much of your time just to sing in this sad song. You know I've done been this lonesome picker a little too long. Hey mister, that's me up on the jukebox. I'm the one who's singing this sad song. Will I cry every time that you up and stick in one more dime? And let the boys sing the sad one. Let the boys sing the sad one. Let the boys sing the sad one. One more time, one more time, one more time. One more time. It's not time to make a change. Just relax and take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, but I know that it's not easy to be hard when you found something going on. Well, take your time, think a lot. Think of everything you got, 'cause you may still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. Too bad Cat Stevens had to lose his credibility. That was such a great song. But he just kind of went over the deep end, you know. So. Now that I know everything to you, you say you want to start something new, and you're breaking my heart, you're leaving, and baby I'm grieving. A lot of people don't know Cat Stevens recorded in a refrigerated studio. Turn up fucking hard and eat before an acid goes off and no. But then he had to go and spout off about, you know, the Ayatollah and stuff. I'm being followed by a Muslim with an Uzi. Muslim with an Uzi, with an Uzi. And if I should foam at the mouth, away, I won't have to sing no more. But the real lyrics on that Tea for the Tillerman album, which I listened to a lot in high school, was like, Mary drops her pants by the sand and lets a parson come and take her hand. But the soul of nobody knows where a parson goes. What the fuck was he talking about? I'm looking for a hard-headed woman, Think you better look for a hard-headed helmet, Cat. A little damage up there. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of Cat Stevens. No, really. You know, you always hurt the one you love. Well, And then I did a little James Taylor there. My favorite James Taylor was the end of his songs. He would sing for like 3 verses and then he'd just end the song for about 5 minutes. And it was like, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down the country road. Na 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 na. Country road. Na 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 na. Thought I'd leave you fire and rain. There's just a few things coming my way this time around. Thought I'd leave you on a country road. Na 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 na. Country road, fire and rain on a country road. On a country road. I wish the pedal on this darn piano worked tonight, but if anyone has a piano they'd like to donate to the West Band, please see me after the show. Because we pay like $150 a month to rent this one and it sucks. And it would be the equivalent of Lou Black going up there and doing his brilliant political comedy into a little comb with a piece of tissue paper on it instead of a microphone. But why don't you sing along with me as we say goodnight? Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came. We'd go down in the hollow and I remember we were playing a new game. We were laughing and running, hey, hey. I remember we were skipping and a jumping. In the misty morning fog, I remember the misty morning fog. My heart was stomping with you, my brown-eyed girl. Everybody here is out of sight. We don't bark and we don't bite. We keep things loose, we keep things alive. And everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Everybody dancing in the moonlight. Everybody was feeling warm and right. It's such a fine and natural sight. You're on my mind, my brown-eyed girl. And I won't do my long rap tonight. I just want to hear you sing it a couple of times. You're on my mind, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la good, that's so good, that's so good, so good. People, it's the lick. That's so much fun. Just got all these songs in my brain. Gotta get them out every now and then. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, it's a happy. Oh, can everybody sing it? No. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. He washed the sins away. Happy day. Oh, it's a happy day. I feel like Al Sharpton up here tonight. Mr. Louis Blackup. When Louis walked. When Louis walked. When Louis walked. He walked up on the stage. Oh, happy day. Happy day. What? Who sang that? Come on, our audience knows.
Who sang that?
The Edwin Hawkins Singers.
Edwin Hawkins. That's it.
Who also backed up Melanie on Lay Down Candles in the Rain.
Oh, yeah. Is that right?
Lay down, lay it all down. Let your white vagina be the one that brown. Melanie was like the Madonna of the 70s, but she couldn't get her shit quite right. You know, she had the M, the one-letter word, you know, but she's still around. I read a nice article.
Victoria's Secret wasn't open in the 70s.
So, wow.
I am one bitter fuck.
Yeah, Lou's real bitter at Victoria's Secret. That's why he gets 4 catalogs a month in the mail. Why? Do you get more than 1 catalog in the mail sometimes? You know. Yeah. I'll tell you the catalogs I get. Let's share.
Tell them all the
I went once and ordered some of those tidy files for all the magazines because I don't like to throw anything out, you know? I like to save everything. So I got tidy files, and now I get the Frank Eastern Business Corporation. I get their circular every month. That one stays right next to the bed with Victoria's Secret. And what else? Mellow Mail. Mellow Mail? I don't get Mellow Mail. No, I get Hyper Mail. I'm on that mailing list.
All I know is I'm thrilled that you know, your child is going to hear like lullabies to go into like you'll be up, kid will be asleep for 2 hours and you'll still be whacking at the piano. And then there was that kid will sleep 8 hours a night, Russ. No sweat with you going away.